Hello everyone, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. I just thought I would get on here and kind of do one big video about the marketplace and my website and what I am offering for all of you as crafters and handmade journal artists. I keep mentioning the marketplace and I keep having marketplace videos and shares. It is doing incredibly, but I thought that I would just get on here and kind of just do an entire comprehensive video and it just explain all of it kind of from start to finish, kind of use this as a resource video that I can share with people who ask what the marketplace is about, and just kind of go over the guidelines, go over things I've learned, go over what you can expect, go over what sells the best, and all of that. So around Christmas time last year, so that would be Christmas of 2018, I had this idea. It was almost in a dream. It was not quite a dream, but it was, that time when you're getting ready for bed and you're almost asleep and that thought pops into your head and you have absolutely no idea where it came from. Well, this thought said, what if you could sell people's journals for them? And what if you could do the marketing? And it was all prompted by a couple of posts that I had seen on Facebook in other journal groups. I have a Facebook group, and that link is below if you'd like to join it. But some of the other Facebook groups, I've seen people say, I love to create junk journals. I've been creating junk journals and I have stacks of them. I've given them to everyone I could possibly give them to. Nobody wants them anymore. Nobody's using them. I can't use this many. I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just going to have to give up making journals because I don't know what to do with them. And that just made me really sad. I do not want to see handmade journals or junk journals or whatever you call them. I don't want to see this just become a passing trend or a fad. I think it is really, really important, not just for us as artists, but for people in general to have these inspirational journals and notebooks that they can keep records of their lives in. Kind of a mixture between a daily diary and a smash book and all of these different trend things that come and go, and marry it all into one beautiful thing called the handmade journal. And each one is so unique. So what I realized is there's a lot of people who do not have the time, the patience, the resources, the skills, the equipment or whatever, the personality to be a salesperson. They do not want to have to sell their own journals. They would love the money from it, and they would absolutely love to have it in the hands of somebody who would love it, appreciate it, keep it, and use it. They have no desire to have a closet full of 200 journals that will be taken to the dump as soon as their children get a hold of them or something like that, and nobody wants to deal with them anymore, and there's no value attached to it. If there's no value attached to your work, why would you continue to do it? And yet I know the value, and I know people who know the value. So when this idea occurred to me, I just kept rolling it around in my head over and over and over again until I hashed out a plan. And this plan has been evolving, but I have a really good system down now. It is extremely successful. I have sold hundreds and hundreds of marketplace journals since December, January. So in the last 7 months, I've sold hundreds of marketplace journals. There has not been a marketplace journal come through my hands that has not found a home. There were only 2 that were done as giveaways instead of sold, but so far all the other journals have sold. Nothing has been thrown out or sent back. Everything has been sold. To me, that is a huge win, and I thank each and every one of you for help making that possible. But it is really my goal to have my website be kind of not a one-stop shop for handmade journals and paper crafting, because obviously if you know me and you've watched my channel, you know how I think how important it is to support small businesses and each other and to order from so many different places. And I hope you see that in my Facebook group and my YouTube and all of that. But when people come to my website, I want them to be able to find enough that it's worth ordering from, and that they want to keep coming back on a daily or weekly basis to see what new has been added. And so I thought that adding these marketplace journals from literally around the world. I have sold journals from China and India and from Singapore and Great Britain and Canada, and so many places. And it's just so wonderful to get those journals into the hands of someone else. And it's always exciting when I can sell somebody's journal to someone overseas. I'm in the United States, and I've sold one of my mother's journals to someone in Spain. I've sold other people's journals to Austria and Germany and other places. And it always makes them so excited that their journal went somewhere so exotic to us. And I love being able to do that. So that's just kind of what the marketplace is. So now I'm going to talk about the nitty-gritty details of it. So all it is just a list of simple guidelines. I try to keep it really, really basic because I don't want to hinder the crafters. I have a child calling for me. If you know my channel, you know I have 3 small boys and I do get interrupted frequently. So that's what that is. But anyway, it's persistence and continuing anyway. So I was saying the marketplace guidelines. So pretty much it just needs to be a handmade journal made by you. It needs to be creative, artistic, and unique. So you can't just take a bunch of like pieces of paper, staple them together, and that's it. He's calling me again. Back again. Patience. Deep breath. Okay. So marketplace guidelines. I know you don't want to keep having me start over, but it just is what it is. So here we go. Yes, so they need to be creative, unique, they need to be beautiful, but that can be, you know, any theme. You choose the theme. Nature and botanical sell very well, but you know, you have a theme that you love, something you want to go with, have it be eclectic, go ahead, please go ahead. Just knock the socks off of all of us with your creativity. I have noticed that multiple signatures are selling better right now overall. Yeah, they are. I've noticed that a well-made 3, 4 or more signature journal is selling more quickly for more money than a single signature journal. But a beautiful single signature journal is still more than welcome in the marketplace, and they do sell. What doesn't sell well are the what's called naked journals that don't have much in them, unless the papers are beautifully curated so that you have your coffee dyed and your pattern papers, and it's just gorgeous. Just a bunch of plain papers quickly sewn into a cardstock cover. They don't sell well. I have to keep dropping the price on them, and I don't like doing that. I don't make much money. The artist doesn't make much money, and they sit in the shop. But altered books sell well if they're done well. You can recover hardback books. One of the main things I look for in determining price for a journal is how strong or how well the cover is made. So that's one thing you can really, really work on. Does it open easily? Is it really thick and like kind of, you know, like the alligator mouth, or does it lay right? People will pay more for a better made journal. And so if you see the price lower on some, it's probably because they weren't as well made. And that's fine. When I was starting out, there were so many times my journals were hodgepodge together, and it was the best I could do, and they sold anyway, and that's just the best I can do. And they are junk journals, handmade journals, so we don't expect perfection. So don't not send them just because they're not perfect. But on the other hand, don't send ones where signatures are weak or falling out or something like that. I've sold ones like that, but I have to, you know, drop that price super low and pretty much just sell it for parts. So people are going to either have to resew the signature in or take the pages out. So make sure that you're tying those signatures tight, that they're as even as they can be. Don't overstuff it, don't understuff it. You know, work the best you can on a nice symmetrical journal. And then make sure that the colors kind of flow. It can be eclectic and it can have all different things. You can have vintage ladies and birds and geometrics and all in the same journal, but you know, have it kind of feel like it belongs in the same book a little bit. That will help with the price as well. I'm going to be doing some videos coming up where I show some of the basics of handmade journal making. Again, I'm going to show how to make these spines and how to make these signatures and pages and covers. and some page, simple, cheap ways that you can make journals that make you a good profit in the marketplace. Because I think there's a lot of you that have contacted me and things like that. They're wanting to make journals. They're brand new. They want to make some extra money. They want to participate in the marketplace, but they're new. And so they need to learn these simple tips and tricks to make a great journal that will bring more money. So I have one video planned tomorrow or the next day, and then hopefully I'll be able to continue to do ones like that, because the techniques are different if you're doing 1 signature versus 2 signature versus 3 or more signature. And it took me, I would say, at least a good year to get down a spine, to actually have a spine that hinged and worked well without all the lumps and cracks and having to cover and fix. Oh, believe me, I did that so many times. But after you do it a while and you keep trying to get better, one day or week or whatever, it will click. It will click for you, and you'll be able to do it without thinking. And I have a super easy, great formula for making my spines where the pages flow beautifully, everything, it's great. And I just thought that I'd like to share those videos with you. I've done tutorials using those techniques in the past, but it's been a long time, and I think bringing them up again, especially since I have a lot of subscribers who are wanting to make journals to sell in my marketplace, that would maybe help. So if that would help, if you guys would give me a thumbs up or comment below, I would really, really appreciate that feedback. That's pretty much it. So you're going to create your journal, make sure it can be simple, but it needs to be pleasing to the eye, aesthetic, well made. And then you can make as many as you want to make and ship them to me. So when you contact me on Facebook or Etsy or through my website, however you contact me, when I get that, I'll send you a list of the guidelines. It has my address, everything else that you can send them to. And what I do when I receive a box is I open it up and I make sure that the journals, that they don't smell of smoke and that they're at least decent enough made that I can sell them. I don't open every one, but or if I know the person, I just open it up to see if they left me a note, because I have repeats. And then the journal gets the box of journals or the package of journals gets a number, and I have a list, and I go in order of when I got them. So over here, I have boxes that I need to film and upload. So when I do a marketplace video, and my goal is to do 3 marketplace videos a week, I think I usually wind up doing 2 to 4 marketplace videos a week. When I do one, I pull out the next box, the next number, and then I film it. I do a marketplace video. So I do flip throughs, I talk about it. Sometimes I critique it a little bit. I try not to do that a lot because we're all different. But if I think I can help somebody else by pointing something out, or for example, I've had some journals that have come through where they look half done. Like somebody got tired of making them and they only put a few things in, and there's a lot of blank pages and it doesn't look intentional, and it's just kind of like, this journal needs work. I can still sell it. The problem of filming on a phone, you get a phone call and it cuts your video off. So as I was saying, I might say you could, add things to this page. You could decorate this cover. You could coffee dye these pages. Here's how you could do this or that. You could use this as, and I try to sell it that way. It's not me trying to be mean or snarky or anything like that. It's me just trying to sell the journal in the best light I can while being at least semi-transparent about the quality of the journal. So that's what's going on there. After I film it, I list all the journals. So when you're seeing the marketplace video, all of the journals are already listed in my website. If you click the link below to my website, you can bookmark it, but there is a section called Marketplace. So that is where they all are. So if you go there and they're not there, ones you saw in the video are not there, that means they're sold. So you don't need to comment on the video saying, are they all sold? Or you don't need to contact me saying I want it or whatever, because if it's not there, it's sold. And some of them sell so fast you won't even believe it. I've had them sell so fast that by the time one of my subscribers got the notification that they were listed, they were already sold. Because sometimes Google has some kind of a lag when they give out the notifications of a video coming up. So that's kind of how, that's crazy. It's just crazy how fast sometimes they sell. So if there's one that you specifically love, I'm just gonna, okay, Sherry Sawyer, Carla McDonald, many more, but I'm just pulling those two names out. They're kind of favorites. When they have journals, they're gone fast. And I would say, like, I'm gonna really brag on my girl Sherry Sawyer. Her journals are heirloom. They are incredible, unique, talented, and everybody is. Everybody has their own talent, and I couldn't talk about everybody. It's too much. So I'm just picking one to talk about. That's Sherry. When her journals are listed, I've had people contact me before I've even opened her box or gone through her box. And the phone calls keep coming. That was my husband on his way home from work though, so that's exciting. I'm gonna finish this video up and try to clean the house because I've been crafting most of the day. So anyway, what I was saying about Sherry Sawyer is now the kids are screaming. It's about persistence. It's about no matter how many times you're interrupted, you get back in front of the camera and you pick it up. People ask me, how do you do what you do? You have 3 little boys at home. How do you find the motivation to keep going? That's because if I didn't and I just said this was all too hard, I might as well just go sit in a corner, curl up, and, you know, let life pass me by. I'm going to keep persisting and I'm going to keep going on. How many times the phone rings, no matter how many times my boys interrupt me. So I apologize for those interruptions, but that's my way of being persistent and of achieving my goals, even in the face of hardship and tribulation. So anyway, Sherry Sawyer's amazing, and so are so many other of the artists, but I've had people ask for her journals before I've even gotten to them. I've had people almost upset that her journals have sold and they didn't get a chance to buy them. So if you want them, you need to get them quickly because they could be gone. But that wonderful little section in my shop that's called the Marketplace that has journals from other people, I do reduce the price pretty quickly if they don't sell. I have no intention of carrying a large inventory. My goal is to get the journals from one person's hand to another, and I really appreciate how my Marketplace artists have not complained about the prices that I set. I do have I don't price extremely high, and that's because I want journals to be used. If journals are being hoarded, if they are stacking up and they're not being used because people can't afford them, then you know what, we have a problem. The junk journals will just fade away and people will move on to something else because they're not being circulated and loved and used. So I price them at what I know I can sell them for, and I've been extremely successful at it, and I price them at a certain price, and if I need to, I just keep dropping it every few days or every few weeks until it sells. And then that also teaches me what people will pay for journals. I've sold hundreds, so I know the price point. And people say, how do you determine pricing? And the answer is my gut and experience. When I look at a journal, I know what honestly, I can do it within a few dollars usually of what it will actually sell for. And there's times when I try to bump something up a few dollars, so I'm trying to make more money or trying to get somebody else to make more money. You know, half the time it won't sell at that $2 more price point. So I've kind of learned this area of what they will actually sell for. Once the journals sell, I have like a little spot where they're all kept over here to the side. Once they sell, then I ship them out. So when I get to shipping them out, I package them up, I ship them to the new home. And when I do that, I figure 60% of what they sold for. So if a journal sells for $39.99, I always add 99 cents to the end. And that, the 99 cents goes to me. That's shipping and handling charges. Sometimes I have to cover extra shipping. Sometimes I have to buy shipping supplies. That just covers extra shipping and handling charges for me. So you get 60% of the sale price minus the 99 cents. So you get 60% of $39 PayPal to you as soon as I ship it. And I just send it, PayPal it right over there, and you get it. I send it friends and family. That way you don't get fees from PayPal. I have another little kid coming in here in the background, so I'm going to wrap this video up. Hey, little kid. Sure. Come over here and I'll help you. So, anyway, we're going to have a little buddy poke his head in. Hi. He's playing with Legos. So hopefully that answered some marketplace questions. And I absolutely love selling you guys' journals. I've learned so much. It's made me a better artist and a better entrepreneur. And you guys love the marketplace videos. I get better views on the marketplace videos than I do most of my own videos. I get, honestly, people will buy marketplace journals before they buy my own personal journals half the time or more. And so I'm fine with that. It just means that, you know, I've been successful at this, and you guys, your artistic quality is just, it's blessing the world all the way around, and it's blessing me. I have been able to bless my family and my future and my boys. I thought, you know, those of you who have been investing into the marketplace, whether you buy or sell, I thought you might like to know where my profit has been going. The majority of it, almost all of my profit, has gone to pay for my boys' schooling. I'm able to send them to a wonderful little private church school that their friends go to, and I love and trust the teachers, and it has been one of the best things for them this year. Shh, crazy kid down here. And I've only been able to afford those payments or their back to school supplies or other things like that because of the marketplace. And it has just been such a blessing. So I thank you so much for everything that you guys have done and meant to my family. So far that's what I've pretty much been using it for. That, and it did pay for their summer camp this summer. They did 3 weeks of summer camp, only day camp. It's at their same church school. Zeke got to do a music camp week. He has a wonderful voice. He loved music camp, and that was because of you guys. And then he also got to do with his brother, the two of them got to do a week of science camp and a week of sports camp, and it just was so great for their character and their perseverance. They learned so much. They made memories. They were so sad when it was over, and I would not have been able to afford that had it not been for the marketplace. And even though it was not an expensive summer camp, I think it was it was the cheapest summer camp in the area. I would not have been able to afford that if it hadn't been for all of you and your support and your kindness to me, watching my videos, buying the marketplace journals. And I know that these artists that you're buying from, they're getting money that they're able to make a step forward. I'm not going to use names, but I'm going to mention a couple of things people have told me. One lady told me she had been making these journals. They had been sitting around, and she wanted some money for some craft supplies. And when the journals sold, she was so thrilled. She was able to go out and get a few new supplies. If you're on a fixed income or a budget, I mean, I remember when I started paper crafting, I was saving every tiny little scrap of ribbon. I mean, a couple dollars to buy something was almost more than I could afford most of the time. And I was feeling guilty for even buying something that only cost, buying glue was a big deal. And so if you're on a fixed income and crafting is your passion, it can get expensive and hard really quickly. So that made a difference in that lady's life. There's another lady who didn't know if her journals were going to sell or if she was good enough. I could tell from chatting with her that she was half inclined to just kind of give up on her crafting and on, she didn't know if it had any value. And I don't think she really knew what her next step in life was. She was, older, and when her journals sold so quickly, it just encouraged her, and I've seen a new spark in her life because of that. And that's because you guys saw such value in her beautiful work and supported her. Now she has some money where she can buy some more supplies to create more things, and she's excited and has things to do during the day. Other people have been able to pay bills and to just kind of make a difference in their life and outlook. So thank you so much. I know this has been a long video, but I hope it just kind of gives you my whole overarching view of the marketplace and the way it's run. Yeah. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. I do my best to get these videos out to you guys and get these marketplace videos going. I love each and every one of you, even the few of you that leave me those snarky comments that I laugh about. There's a couple of you, oh my goodness, oh my word. But you know, instead of looking at it negatively, I'm going to thank you for the snarky comment because it gave me a laugh, it gave my husband a laugh, and it gave my crafty business partner JoAnn a laugh as well, because if you snarkily commented to me, you better believe I told her, and we laughed over it over coffee. But honestly, the wonderful, sweet, adorable comments that I get every single day lift my spirits and give me meaning and purpose to do this one more day. I'm not perfect, and I know all of you know that, but I try, and I try to do what I can for each and every one of you, and for my family and my business. So, mommy, he's calling. I'll see all of you later. I did just upload a marketplace video. That was a video right before this, so if you haven't seen it yet, maybe go over there, kind of see how it works and what it's all about.
Mommy, look.
Until later.